Hello everyone, welcome to this joint birthday and Christmas unboxing. I say unboxing, but there are two parts to this. One, that my birthday presents are already unboxed, so we're going to go through that. And then we're going to go through my Christmas presents and open them up. All of these are books from my lovely friend Sean, who we've gotten into this tradition of sending each other books. So we're going to get into this in a bit. Lovely wrapping there, as opposed to the wrapping that I wrapped his presents in, which looked like a child would send. But there you go. It was cheap, and I'm a cheap nonner. So we're gonna go to the unwrapped presents in a bit, but first of all, we're gonna go to my birthday presents. So I've got 4 books there, and I've got 4 books Christmas. But before we get into that, a present to myself was this for Christmas. All Things Aside by Eliza Schlesinger, who is a great, funny stand-up comedian. And I got this for myself, and I'm very excited to read it. She is a very funny comedian from America, and she comes over here and sells out arenas. But for some reason, both this book and her first book, Girl Logic, you couldn't buy, and you had to get it from America. So yeah, that's really weird. And also, UK publishers don't know what they're doing. They have shit for brains, and I've always felt that. And anyway, so All Things Aside, Absolutely Correct Opinions by Eliza Schlesinger is very I would recommend this, even though I haven't read it yet because it just came in the post. But if you're a Netflix person and wanted something funny to watch on Netflix, all you have to do is type in Eliza, Iliza, and you'll get all their specials up, and they're fucking hilarious. So definitely do that. So hey, okay, so birthday stuff. The first book that I got from Sean was this, On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder. 20 Lessons from the 20th Century. Ooh. Let's have a little read. In the 20th century, European democracies collapsed into fascism, Nazism, and communism. Yeah, pretty much. There were movements in which a leader of a party claimed to give voice to the people, promised to protect them from global existential threats, and rejected reason in favor of myth. European history shows us that societies can break, democracies can fail, ethics can collapse, and ordinary people can find themselves in unimaginable circumstances. History can familiarize, and it can warn. Today, we are no wiser than the Europeans who saw democracy yield to totalitarianism in the 20th century. But when the political order seems imperiled, our advantage is that we can learn from the experience to resist the advance of tyranny. Now is a good time to do so. Let's have a little look at the contents of this. Alright, so some of the chapters are defend institutions, remember professional ethics, be wary of paramilitaries, make eye contact in small talk, learn from peers in other countries, be calm when the unthinkable arrives, be a patriot, be as courageous as you can. So some lovely life lessons there. It's got a lovely cover. Okay, book number 2. Birthday book number 2 is called Chit Easeness. Why the key to fixing everything is all of us. I'm just kidding, it's called Citizens. It's by John Alexander and Ariane Conrad. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. What are we doing to ourselves where we sell ourselves? We're consumers 3,000 times a day. What would it look like to put the same creativity and energy into involving people as citizens? What would you do in this time if you truly believed in yourself and those around you? John Alexander, author, spent the first decade of his career in the advertising industry, selling some of the world's biggest brands. Then he realized he was caught up in the story he didn't believe in, the consumer story. Here, with New York Times best-selling writer Ariane Conrad, he shows us what we need to do to step into a bigger idea of ourselves as citizens, collaborative, caring, creative creatures who can shape our communities, organizations, and nations for the better. It sounds great, doesn't it? Ooh, okay. So we've got a Citizens bookmark, which is signed by the author. We've also got a book that is signed by the author. Power to you, says John. Let's have a quick flick through, see if there's anything that we need to highlight. No, nothing really. So that's going to be interesting to bookmark. We always love a bookmark. So that is interesting to read. Okay. Next book is Terry Pratchett, A Life with Footnotes by Rob Wilkins, the official biography. Before I give you my opinions of Terry Pratchett, let's read the inside. First of all, look at the inside. My gran had this wallpaper in the 70s. Isn't it fabulous? Okay. So Terry Pratchett, creator of the phenomenally best-selling Discworld series, was known and loved around the world for his wildly popular books, his brilliant satirical humour, and for the humanity of his campaign work. But that's only part of the picture. At the time of his death in 2015, he was working on his greatest story yet, his own. The story of a boy who, aged 6, was told by his head teacher that he would never amount to anything and spent the rest of his life proving him wrong. Who walked out on his A levels to become a journalist, encountering some very dead bodies, and the idea for his first novel when he reached 20. Who celebrated his knighthood for services to literature by forging himself a sword. Tragically, Terry ran out of time to complete the memoir he so desperately wanted to write. But now, in the only authorized biography of one of our best-loved writers, his literary assistant and friend Rob Wilkins picks up where Terry left off, and with the help of friends, family, and Terry's own unpublished words, tells us the full story of his extraordinary life. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, ugh, Terry Pratchett. I didn't like him at all. Well, no, I didn't not like him, but I read one of his books at school like everybody else does. I think it was the first Discworld novel. And it was just like ghouls and goblins, and yeah, I've never ever been that kind of reader. I've never been into fantasy and everything. But what I do like is a good biography, and a good biography of someone that I wouldn't normally have interest in. So this is good. This is a good gift in the fact that it ticks all those boxes, but also it might get me into his works again. I doubt it, but I'm very interested to hear about the author's life. So in that, great gift. So yeah, that is number 3. Birthday gift number 4 is this. Okay, so Garth Marenghi's Pterodome. Okay, so this is obviously horror or whatever. My first impressions about this is, when was the last time that you saw a book with the author's face on the cover? I think Catherine Cookson, or what was the other person that did that? Bonkerbuster woman. Catherine Cookson and Daniel Steele. Daniel Steele and Catherine Cookson did this, but they haven't done it since, for decades. So this is the first time that I've seen, since then, a book with the author's face on. I mean, that's pretty arrogant, isn't it? Anyway, before Sean sent me this, I'd never heard of Garth Marenghi, so I like to think that I'm pretty on the ball, pretty on, my fingers on the pulse of stuff. But yeah, no, I'm very, very surprised to see this. He's got his face on there. He seems to think that it's important to have his face on there. Lovely Garth. The book is called Pterodome, not Pterodome. Pterodome. Teratome. Curl up with this book and die. Ugh. Let's have a look inside, shall we? This is also a signed copy, so let's have a look at the signature. There we go. Not sure what that is worth with the signature. Yeah, it's pretty much a regular novel. Okay. Dare you crack open the teratome, mind the spine. Look. When horror writer Nick Steen gets sucked into a cursed typewriter by the terrifying typeface, Dark Lord of the Prolix, the hellish visions inside his head are unleashed for real. Forced to fight his escaping imagination, now leaking out of his own brain, Nick must defend the town of Stafford. Is it Stafford? Stalkford from his own fictional horrors, including a vascular neurosis, obsessed serial killer, Nelson Strain, and Nick's dreaded Throppleganger, the Dark Third. Throppleganger? Has that got something to do with thropples? Look at me getting thropples into this review. Can he and Roz, his frequently incorrect female editor, hunt down this incarnate denizens of Nick's rampaging Imaginata before they destroy Stalkford, out to Stalkford, and possibly slightly further? Ooh. From the twisted genius of horror master Goth Merengue, he is a genius. He is a genius because he has his face on the front of the cover. From the twisted genius of horror master Goth Merengue, Frightenerman, Dark Scribe, Doom's Sage, plus Manshee come 3 dark tales from his long-lost multi-volume epic, Teratome. Right, so it's not an original book, by the sounds of it. Can a brain leak? Yes, of course. Interesting. Now, that was Birthday. We got the honourable mention of Eliza's book. Now, we've got Christmas. Now, we've got 2 packages here. Both of them have this lovely, almost tartan, lovely packaging. There we go. Now we've got the lovely packaging. So we've got 2 hardbacks and we've got 2 paperbacks to unleash. So where should we go? I think we should go with the paperbacks first. So let's put that down there with Goth Merengue. He's gonna probably corrupt them at some point. Oh, lovely Sean. 2 mark from Sean. Right, so let's open the paperbacks. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay, we've got two paperbacks. The first one is called How Do You Live? By Genzaburo Yoshino. There we go. The inspiration for the major motion picture, though, it's a film, apparently. How Do You Live? Let's see when it's from. Not heard about the... When's it from? 2021. Okay, so there might be a... Okay, Neil Gaiman's got the introduction. Okay, New York Times bestseller. Academy Award winning anime master Masayo Mizukari's favorite children's book and the inspiration behind the Studio Ghibli film. In How Do You Live, Copper, our hero, and his uncle are our guides in science, in ethics, in thinking, and on the way they take us through a school story set in Japan in 1937 to the heart of the questions we need to ask ourselves about the way we live our lives. That's from Neil Gaiman. It doesn't actually say what it's about. Okay, so that's interesting. Wow, look at this. Look at that cover. How great is that? Wow. I would walk to the end of the earth and bow down to this queen. Oh my god. She looks fucking awesome. I'm sold just on the cover. I want her babies. Okay, so it's called And the Wildness by Susan Maxwell. Oh, it's really heavy. It's really heavy for a paperback. Wow. Okay. Villa Grace is in disgrace. Her expulsion from school has ruined the prospect of a family holiday in Imperial Prague. We love Prague. Where her mother is organizing a conference. 2 of her 3 siblings are barely speaking to her, as all four face into a holiday sweltering on Cobwell Farm in the back of beyond of drought-stricken Hibernia. Is that Scotland? But the power-hungry St. Maur Kerr family has breached the border between mortal and Shide for their own gain. Cobwell, on the threshold of myth, is about to become the centre of a battle between older, wilder forces and the technomaniac ambitions of one of the Empire's greatest aristocratic clans. Caught up in the conflict, the children are forced to face up to the dark underbelly of their parents' corporate environment and to confront their own conflicting ambitions and loyalties. Oh. It's a very, very substantial book. And again, look at her. I would walk to the ends of the earth to fight for her. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. Damn. Okay. Okay, so those are the paperbacks. Let's go into the hardbacks. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Curious. Let's do this one first. First of all, we've got The Conspiracy Tourist by Dom Jolly. Travels through a strange world. This is great because I know Dom Jolly's books. The Dark Tourist, first, his book inspired me to go out and see really, really weird parts of the world. And anyone who's a friend here knows that I like to go see weird shit like Auschwitz and castles and really kind of like, I don't go to beach holidays, let's put it that way. And he wrote a book called The Dark Tourist, and it really, really inspired me to kind of do something interesting when I go away or want to go away, rather than lie on the beach and do nothing. And he did another one, which was walking along alongside the Gaza Strip. I think it was called the Downhill Hiking Club, which is written in here. Anyway, let's see what The Conspiracy Tourist is all about. This is from... It's a new one. It's 2023. So yeah. Don Jolly sets off on his travels again, immersing himself in the strange world of conspiracies. On his journey he meets conspiracy theorists galore in destinations all over the world. Some famous, some rather less so. Conspiracy theories used to be fun, a bit of a laugh. Did we really land on the moon? Was Paul McCartney cloned? Nowadays, however, in the aftermath of Donald Trump, a global pandemic, and the ever-increasing influence of social media algorithms, they are part of the body politic and a massive cause of division and mistrust. In The Conspiracy Theorist, Dom Jolly sets out on a global journey to find out what's going on. His travels see him meeting followers of QAnon. Wow. Hunting for UFOs in Roswell. Cool. Chasing Alex Jones of InfoWars around Austin. Trying to prove that Finland exists, and taking a flat earther to the edge of the world. Oh, wow. Cool. On the way, Dom inevitably finds the funny and the quirky, but he also tries to understand what makes people so drawn to conspiracy theories. What if those he has long dismissed as crazed loonies actually have a point? What if we are the skeptic and they have been right all along? Join a wide-eyed slightly jaded adventurous tourist on a very different kind of sightseeing trip. Now, that sounds amazing, and I will absolutely love this. And thank you to Sean, because this is absolutely down my wheelhouse. Yeah, I'm gonna love this. In terms of conspiracy theories, and I'm the sort of person who likes to not believe what I want to believe, but maybe it's the Libra in me, but I like to take in all the information from all sides. So I will watch right wing, left wing media. I will take everything in and form my own opinion after the facts that I've heard and opinions. And I'm proud of that. I don't want to be this person who only kind of goes, "Oh, I'm only going to read The Guardian," or "I'm only going to get this news source." I want everything. I want to see everything and make my own fucking opinion. And if you don't like that, well, screw you. There's one more book. Jesus Christ. Still running. Okay. This is heavier than everything else. John Milton's Paradise Lost. An illustrated edition with an introduction by Philip Pullman. This is the most curious and of everything else that has been before. This is the most curious, and I'm thinking, why? So, I mean, Paradise Lost, John Milton's Paradise Lost is this mega poem that you study at school, right? But I went to the sort of school that this wasn't on the curriculum, so I didn't learn about this. So maybe this is a good gift. Let's have a look. Ooh, nice little thing. Introduction by Philip Pullman. And then it goes into the what is essentially a poem. Well, a poem that doesn't rhyme, but it's seen as one of the greatest poems ever that doesn't rhyme. Right, so we've got the introduction by Philip Pullman, then we've got the actual Paradise Lost, then there's a big section. Oh no, it continues. Book 3, book 4. There's a lot of... Jesus, I didn't realise it was that long. I didn't realise it was that long because I never went to a school that would study this. Wow, it's really long. Jesus. Okay, let's read. Paradise Lost is one of the greatest epic poems of the English language. It tells the story of the fall of man, a tale of immense drama and excitement, of rebellion and treachery, of innocence pitted against corruption, in which God and Satan fight a bitter battle for control of mankind's destiny. The struggle ranges across three worlds, heaven, hell, and earth, as Satan and his band of rebel angels plot their revenge against God. At the center of the conflict are Adam and Eve, motivated by all too human temptations, but whose ultimate downfall is undying love. Milton's influence has been felt by many writers since, none more than in recent times than the novelist Philip Pullman. His acclaimed trilogy, His Dark Materials, takes its title from a line in the poem, and the worlds he created for Lyra and Will have entranced readers across generations. His introduction to the poem is a tribute that is both personal and full of insight. His enthusiasm for Milton's language, skill, and supreme gifts as a storyteller is infectious and instructive. He encourages readers, above all, to experience the poem for themselves and surrender to its enchantment. Okay, wow. Again, I'm not a fan of poetry. I find it generally really, really boring. Never got into it at school. Lost a lot of points in my English degree, English GCSE, because some of it was about poetry, not this. I didn't go to the sort of school that would cover something like this. But wow, I didn't realise it was so long. Am I going to read this? I don't know, I might give it a try. But don't hate on me if I find it a bit boring. But I'll give it a bash. I'd like to know what Philip Pullman has to say about it. But yeah, really heavy as well. So, that is 2023 joint birthday and Christmas unboxing. The book that I'm most excited to read is this, The Conspiracy Tourist. I'm going to dive into that very, very soon. So I'm very, very happy about this. This is going to be great. I'm very, very happy about this. More than anything else. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I doubt many people have watched this far, but thank you for watching anyway. And we'll chat again soon.